Hey Beauty Pies, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to try on and review the new Covergirl Outlast Extreme Wear Concealer. I also purchased the powder. It's got 16-hour wear and it's also full coverage. This retails for $12. I purchased mine at CVS. This is a 24-hour full coverage concealer. I am wearing the shade Tawny. I think the color Golden Tan would have been a better match for me, but it's hard to see the color in this packaging that it comes in. This is a sealed package, so you pretty much have this much room to look at your color. So what I would suggest is going onto the Covergirl website and then looking at all the options. And usually with concealer, I fare somewhere like in the middle range. That's how I would choose before you go to your drugstore, because sometimes your drugstore may not have all of the options. Sometimes the better thing to do is just go to Ulta. Ulta online, they always have like almost all of the options. Now I'm going to show you how this applies onto my skin. I'm not using a color corrector, so I'm going to go in directly with this concealer to see how it looks on its own. It is a full coverage concealer. This is what the shade looks like on my hand. It's definitely closer to my skin tone. I'm going to apply it directly onto the dark areas. I'm taking my Morphe concealer brush, the M335. It feels really nice on the skin. Doesn't feel heavy at all, and as you can see, it doesn't look cakey at all. All right, so I can see a difference between the two eyes. So this one where I put it on and blended it out right away, it's seamless. It just blended in so nicely. Where this side, where I had it on my skin for a while, which was really like what, maybe 30 seconds before I blended it out, it looks like it's settled in to my fine lines more. So next time I would just apply it on one side, blend it out, and then apply it on the other and blend it out. It's not expecting that much coverage. I actually didn't even realize that it was a full coverage concealer until I just started opening it up. Now I'm going to apply the pressed powder, and I'm using the color Soft Honey, and it does come with a little compartment and a mirror and a little applicator. Okay, so I just applied some of the color on my under eye with the applicator, and I noticed it is a lot darker. If you look at these shades, this shade looks a lot lighter than this one, but when I apply it onto my skin, this is coming off a lot darker. So instead of using the applicator, I'm just going to try using a regular brush. This is the Real Techniques setting brush. Okay, so this powder actually just like emphasized the darkness again. I don't know how it did that, but I felt like I had really good coverage from the concealer, and now when I just put this on top, like I'm seeing the darkness coming through. So it didn't really do that here, it just did it here. So I don't know if that's because I used a brush instead of the applicator. Let's try it with the applicator again. Yeah, actually, it does a better job with the applicator. I still feel like it darkened my under eyes, probably because this color is darker on my skin than it should be. It's not bright. I'm gonna set the rest of my face with the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in medium D. They don't have as many shades in the powder as they do in the concealer, but if you look at it, powder is a lighter shade than the concealer. But when I put it on my skin, it's darker, ever so slightly. Also, when I applied it on to my skin for the first time, it did irritate my skin. I noticed that right away. Even if I find a better color match, I still don't think I'll ever use that powder again. But the concealer, I really want to try again, and with a different setting powder, and also just starting with one eye at a time and blending it out rather than letting it sit for even just for a few seconds, because I do think it settled into my fine line. Okay, so I finished the rest of my makeup, and I think it all came out just fine. I'll tell you what I used. I used the True Match Nude Foundation. Then I did go over all of my face again with this powder by MAC in medium deep, and it's just always like a foolproof powder. So since I'd already messed up with this powder, with this Outlast powder, I decided to just play it safe and just put this all over the face. I did not do any contouring. So if my makeup looks different from usual, you can see the effect of no contour. I didn't contour and I didn't bronze either. I did add blush. This is the new cream blush by Huda Beauty. I love this blush. You only need a small amount of this product and it just kind of like blends in to your skin tone, and I was wearing a completely different makeup look. It looked good with that one and I feel like it looked good with this one. So this is one that I'm using. I really like it. Eye makeup, I used some blacks and browns. This is my go-to eyeshadow palette whenever I just want like a simple eye look. I use like the blacks and browns here to just contour the outer edge of my eye. If you have deep set eyes like I do, that's really just like a must for me. So even if I don't do any eyeshadow on my eyes, I always add a little bit here in the outer corner. I did go in with this palette. This is the Revlon Colorstay Day to Night palette. I'm using the light pink shimmer. And for my lips, I'm using one of my favorite lip liners. This is the NYX Slide On, Glide On, Stay On, and definitely a turn on waterproof extreme wear lip liner. I mean, that's the name of this lip liner. I put this all over my lips, and then I did go in with the Rare Beauty lipstick in Worthy. Thanks so much for joining me. I'll see you in my next video. Mwah. Bye.